Jimmy Dore is too lazy to do his own research, and apparently he's too lazy to write a funny set as someone who likes to call himself a comedian. Case in point, he showed up to a rally called the Defeat the Mandates rally. Of course, an anti-vax movement that he's part of. And he bombed big time. Let's watch.
You can't sue Moderna if you get injured by the vaccine because they passed a law that says you can't sue Big Pharma for vaccine injuries. And I was like, why would they pass a law like that? And they said, cause it's safe. And so, of course, I got injured and I had to go through all kind of treatments. One of them was they put Botox in my neck for my stiff neck. And it worked, but it's still embarrassing because now nobody can tell when my neck is smiling.
Riveting. I mean, I'm laughing so hard you can't even see it.
I'm just sad. I'm just honestly sad. I don't like.
Why are you sad? That was
because it's an anti-vax rally, and I don't want anyone, even someone who I used to affiliate with, hoping to generate an audience at an anti-vax rally. When I know that
that's who he is.
I don't like it. Up until a year ago, he was mocking people like that. And I don't like to see it. I understand that last year after the election and once Trump was gone, people's viewership, people paying attention to the news went down a lot. It happens after every election. And that caused a lot of people to really freak out and wonder, well, where am I gonna get the audience from? And a lot of people went chasing right wingers. And the easiest way to do it was by feeding them anti-vax nonsense and promoting ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and all this stuff. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. You're not going to see me speaking at an event with Jenny McCarthy and Kevin Sorbo and the Demon Semen Doctor and stuff like that. That is not a serious place. That is a place that you go to get easily bamboozled people to follow you. And it is below him. I hope that
is it below him?
I hope that as a result of the reaction that he's surely getting from having appeared at that he doesn't do it anymore. Like, it's not too late to turn back to sanity. It's not worth it. I don't know how much money you get from anti-vaxxers, anybody online. It ain't worth it.
John, Jimmy Dore is just, and I don't say this about a lot of people. He's just a deeply disturbed, terrible person. That's who Jimmy Dore is. Jimmy Dore has been that. And so to say that this is beneath him is ridiculous. This is exactly who he is. This is who he's always been. He's gonna chase the money. There's no underlying principle there. I mean, the guy, like after I accused him of sexually harassing me, bragged about it incessantly. He bragged about it before I had accused him publicly. Like that's who he is. He's a trash human being. He's not funny, he's not talented. He went literally years doing like a comedy tour where he would do the same set, not a single new joke. He's lazy, he's not smart, he's vicious, and he'll follow the money. He doesn't care. You think he cares? You think him and his wife care?
I don't know.
No, they've got no standards, there are no principles. And look, at this point, what vax mandate? I think like some private companies might have vax mandates because their workers won't come back to work if they feel unsafe. And they probably don't want to deal with health-related liabilities if their workers get sick and die from COVID. But like the fact that they're doing a national tour, a national anti-vax tour, they're really trying to milk the last few months of this COVID grift. And that's what this is really about.
Yeah, well, yeah, certainly the right has made a lot, they've gotten a lot, like look, Fox, like it was just anti-vax stuff for a year to generate an audience. And it didn't make sense because America was locked down for like 72 hours. That was about it basically. And then, oh God, you had to wear a mask for a little bit to stop us from soaring to 2, 3, 4 million dead. And so they're gonna continue to pretend that we're locked down, that it's authoritarian because they need their audience to feel like victims so they can present themselves as heroes.
Oh my God, can you imagine Jimmy Dore being your hero?
I don't. I hate how much money there is on the right and how seductive that can be to people. Like you've talked about Dave Rubin a lot. I mean, we just found out he just published some book about don't burn down this country, this woke authoritarian. Like he tried to pretend here on TYT. He tried to be like kind of like a liberal leaning host. He couldn't really sell himself as a progressive because he didn't know enough about politics or care enough about politics to really make it stick. But he presented himself that way and it never worked and he couldn't generate an audience. But if you start being a crazy right winger, even without any more information, you don't have to be knowledgeable, you don't have to be funny. They want that and you will get boosted. There will always be money there. That is why that's the direction that influencers in this area go. They go to the easy money, the easy audience. Principles are great, true. Principles are great, but houses with a whole lot of rooms are greater, I suppose.
Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna make you feel better, but I'm gonna try because I went through, a pretty dark phase, especially after the whole Rubin thing, because it's demoralizing, especially when you see that someone you actually did consider a friend is willing to not only turn on their alleged principles, they're willing to turn on you, a good friend, in pursuit of profit and money. It is demoralizing. But John, listen, I'm not an animal expert. I love animals. I'm not even an animal rights activist, but I do know a thing or two about chickens. What do chickens like to do? They like to come home to roost, okay? They like the roosting. And so I find solace in reflecting on what we've built, the connection that we have with our audience. Just like, I'm proud of what we do, I am. I'm not perfect, I'm sure we get things wrong. We have gotten things wrong, we've corrected ourselves. But the point is we engage in real conversations. We genuinely care about the world around us. We wanna make it a better place. We wanna leave the world better than it was when we came into it. At least that's how I feel about TYT and what we're doing, right?
I agree. Then
you look at Dave Rubin and listen, he might be a millionaire, he might be living in mansions, he's chilling. I get that, and that also feels demoralizing, especially when we're not living that lifestyle. We work super, super hard. But you know what feels way better than living in a big empty mansion and it's empty because you have no friends and no one likes you? Living a life where you're surrounded with people who actually have values, who actually want to make the world a better place. Like, I love you, John. Like, I would freaking take way less pay to be able to work alongside people like you and actually build something than just chase money like Jimmy Dore and Dave Rubin do. They're surrounded by people who don't actually care about them and just see them as useful tools. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy the bed you've made. That you don't look like I made you feel any better. So sorry.
I mean, about us perhaps, not about the state of things. It's unfortunate. We're trying to accomplish things and we're trying to do so in a system where the incentives are all wrong. I will say what some of these people used to say: follow the money, man, and see what it took for some people to start making large amounts of money. And the thing is, like, people love to throw around the term like selling out. Like the trolls that we face will say that we sold out. And I've always felt that there are two necessary components of selling out. To sell out, this has to work. One, you have to, in the end, make more money. I still drive a Scion IQ, so I don't know what part of that is. And then the other is you had to change for it. You change to make more money, but we don't make more money. And we didn't change. We're still pushing the same exact values, the same political strategy that we have been for 6 years, 8 years, 10 years. I don't know. Dave Rubin used to present himself as a liberal, and now he's this conservative, and suddenly he's a millionaire. You do the math. He certainly has.
Yeah, and look, the other thing, the other consequence of this, trend that we've been seeing with people like Jimmy Dore and Dave Rubin is, understandably, it makes audiences a little scared, about if one of your favorite hosts or a show that you enjoy watching has a perspective on something that might be a little outside of the progressive box. I think there's like immediate suspicion and fear that that person isn't having like an authentic perspective on something. It's this fear that they're starting to sell out. I just want to be very clear about everyone. I'm gonna be here for a long, long, long time, okay? I ain't going nowhere. And so I'm willing to make arguments that might not be popular with the audience in the short term, but I trust the audience in trusting me.
Yeah.
And understanding where I'm coming from, right? But yeah, I do see that as some of the negative consequences affecting people who do want to speak their minds on shows like ours. But I think that's a small price to pay. At the end of the day, building something credible, building something that actually has a purpose and a mission, it just feels way better than driving like a fancy car. Like or living, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to live in a nice house. But I'm sheltered. I have a nice condo. I'm happy. As long as I'm able to put a roof over my head, as long as I'm able to provide for Charlie, everything's gonna be fine. I get to do what I love, and I get to do it with people I love.
Christian can take care of himself. We got to worry about Charlie.
Charlie's the baby. He's the baby. You want to see him? We only have 3 minutes left.
I do want to see him. Can we see him?
Okay, come here, Bubby. Come here.
Is he gonna jump up in your lap?
Here. No, he's super skeptical. He's like, "Are you gonna put me on camera again?" Hold, I'm gonna go grab him.
Skeptical. That little brat. Animals are innocent except Charlie. Okay, we're gonna see what happens.
Animals are innocent.
I can hear her like trying to get him over. I think he might be running away. If he starts to run, I think she's gonna have to corner him. Like, I don't think she's gonna catch up.
No,
Is he
that's
there?
the boobaloo. That's the boobaloo.
Can you see me, Charlie? I miss you,
Look,
Charlie.
Uncle John.
I miss you,
See
Charlie.
John? Look, it's
You see
Uncle
me?
John.
See me, buddy?
Animals are innocent.
He's very shy. He doesn't like to be on camera.
I love that dog. I'll see him in a bit.
Also
He's a good dog.
He is a good dog. All right, well, he's very excited for me to take him on a walk, so I'm gonna be doing that soon. And John, any final words before we wrap this up?
Thank you, everyone, for your support, letting us continue to do this. Because I don't know if I was talking to you about this or Brett a few days ago. And I was thinking, there's no guaranteed money on the left. Like, there's nobody that's gonna like prop up our company if it falls apart or whatever. Somebody was like, I bet you could like play a conservative. You could be a former liberal and like be, no. I'm like, no. If I have to go down, I'm just gonna go down. I've been a waiter before. I'll do that again. Like, honestly, like I don't want to be broke. I'm a little bit nervous, but no, I'm not gonna be appearing on the Daily Wire or whatever. If I have to go like I could probably become like a public school teacher or something, right? There's plenty of good, honest work. I worked at a toy store once. I don't mind going back into service work. That's perfectly fine. I'll leave the selling out to others.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.